We've got Sean Duffy, the Bottom Line co-host, here with us. Let's talk about this. How's this going to...
Welcome, Sean.
We'll start there.
Guys.
Here we go.
That was a great intro.
We'll start there, and we'll talk about, there's just so much happening, and it's true Trump style. It's coming out all the time,
yes.
Day and night, fast, rapid fire. But Senate Majority Leader, thoughts?
So, listen, John Thune worked with Mitch McConnell, right? And so Mitch was not seen as the most conservative senator and didn't drive the Senate in the most conservative way. But Mitch McConnell knows how to operate the Senate, and John Thune worked with him in that capacity. So to navigate the Senate's important. I bet that, I don't know this for a fact, but I'm sure that Donald Trump met with all three candidates and got a commitment that they were going to help push the agenda forward. And because of that, Donald Trump didn't weigh in on this race. He let the senators had their secret ballots and let the chips fall where they may. And I think, again, that's because of that commitment. We're going to get America First agenda through the Senate and to the American people.
You know, Trump's not afraid to weigh in on something. If he's
Not
got
at
a
all.
view, he will weigh in. If he had a really strong view on who's going to be the Senate Majority Leader, he would have weighed in. So I'm with you. Seems like he has a sense any one of these folks could have gotten his agenda through. The big first thing is going to be these nominees for cabinet positions. I see a big battle coming for those, especially for some of the recent nominees, like our mutual friend, Secretary of Defense nominee Pete Hegseth.
Your best friend.
Best friend, a good friend of yours. Is Thune ready for that? Like, how do you see him handling that big job?
So, one, Donald Trump got a commitment. Yes, we're going to push them through. When you have a 53-seat majority, if you can manage the Senate, manage your members, you're going to get them through. And I'm sure that all of them had a commitment to Donald Trump that they can make that happen. And knowing how the institution works, right, to help navigate those appointments to get confirmation is really important. Rick Scott, who I like them all a lot, but Rick Scott doesn't have the experience of leading the Senate, which is, and John Thune does, which is maybe what the senators, again, as they thought through this, they thought, you know what, I want the experience of the leadership as to maybe more the more conservative senator in this group.
It helped them that it was by secret ballot, so Donald
Totally.
Trump won't know.
You know, it's so funny when you talk about sort of the elephant in the room that, like, your childhood best friend is now up to be nominated for Secretary of Defense. This is unbelievable. It's so fun for our show. Who would have thought? I mean, how do you think about, in my opinion, this feels a little bit different than 2016 in terms of like real adults in the room, in terms of these cabinet appointees, people who really want to hit the ground running, know how Washington works, but sort of outsiders at the same time. Does this sort of feel like that big moment where real adults are here and they're ready to go?
So in 2016, there was a lot of really smart people that didn't want to come into the Trump administration. This time, you have some of the best people, smartest people, and loyal to the agenda that Donald Trump ran on that want to serve. Pete Hegseth is one of them. What I love about Pete's nomination, though, is the fact that the liberal media is completely underestimating him. They're, Fox and Friends weekend co-host. He's not much to be reckoned with. And you know Pete very well. You could lay it out in great detail, but really well informed. He comes across as if he's just having a good time and off the cuff, and he's more prepared than anybody when he's doing that. Really well organized, and he has a vision to actually change the course of the military, which is important to all of us because that is our first line of defense against those who hate us, our enemies.
A lot of people are over Lloyd Austin, over the debacle in Afghanistan, over this sort of horrible policy that we've been facing. We were just showing live shots of Capitol Hill where Thune is expected to make some comments, but I want to rewind the tape a little because we had this historic meeting, Trump meeting with the GOP conference this morning, then making his way to the White House, talking to President Biden. We saw them in the Oval there with the roaring fire behind them. It was, Biden didn't really take the opportunity to go big and large there. It was very quick. I think they wanted it that way. Donald Trump, very gracious. Your thoughts?
You mentioned the fire. I think the staffers thought this meeting is going to be so cold. We need a little fire to heat this meeting up. And I love, this is truly a Donald Trump moment. He loves to meet with his supporters, those who have been on his side through the campaign. So he met with Joe Biden, who really was helpful in the course. I mean, the garbage comment truly was I don't know if it was a turning moment, but it was a moment to go.
This is what,
maybe a slight unintentional supporter there, but
maybe.
But yes.
But here again, Joe Biden said all the right words. He was a gracious host to Donald Trump, and maybe obviously more gracious than Donald Trump was to him. But the words are cheap. When you look at the Democrats are preparing for political battle, not just in the state governors. You can do that. They should be opposed and can be opposed to Donald Trump. And the House and the Senate Democrats will be the same. My concern is the deep state in all these agencies that should be working to accomplish the agenda of the duly elected president. They're going to be working against that agenda. And I think Joe Biden and Barack Obama are the keys to that. So you can say what you want, but it would mean a lot if you told all of your supporters, Joe Biden, in government to go, you know what, this is your president. Follow the lead that won him a mandate from the American people.
I don't see that happening.
Nor do I.
Well, I think the deep state is the progressive left's secret weapon. Yes. Even if they're not holding formal power, all of those folks fill those positions, and they can either oppose if they don't like the president, or they can go to town beneath the surface, and America doesn't even know what's happening, which is why this Department of Government Efficiency, the crowbar to kind of uproot that, is so important.
Well, first of all, no one elected them, right? And they have all of this power over us. I think what's interesting, you know, any money that's spent, 99% of us might think this money is a waste, but there's a constituency around money being spent. There's a group of people who get money from it, or industry that gets money from the government, and they fight like tooth and nail to make sure that the money never goes away. Elon Musk has the credibility with the American people to go, you know what, this is waste. We're going to call it out, and we're going to start slashing and burning money that doesn't help any of you. I look at these budgets and I'm like, we should have like gold-plated roads and bridges and airports, and it's garbage, and we spent trillions of dollars on this stuff. Where does the money go?
I don't think it's lost on any of us that the Department of Government Efficiency is called Doge, and Dogecoin is up 150% since the election, which also folds us into a quick conversation about Bitcoin, 93,000. What do you make?
For the love of God, it's on fire. Thank you, Donald Trump. I used to have Doge, and I don't have it any longer. But yeah, isn't that amazing?
I know.
This meme coin rocking. But listen, I think again, when Donald Trump commits to going, we're going to have clear regulation, and America's going to be a home for crypto. The market responds, and you have this massive rally. Again, that we're sitting at 90. We talked about this last time. We were saying, could we go to 100,000? You said someone said 200,000. I thought 100 was the top. But again,
some are saying 100 by the end of the year, which is not far away.
Or the end of the week. I don't know.
Think big, Sean. Think big.
Right. 200, 250.
It's always great to see you. Thanks for stopping by.